The first tournament I played in last October, I entered a raffle. It had like 12 discs in it in a bag, and I ended up winning the raffle. So that jump-started a collection. This most recent tournament, I won with first place, another 12 discs out of that. It builds. I've purchased Mystery Pack. I want to say it was 20 discs in the pack. Part of that fun of that is you don't really know what the discs are, and you get to try new stuff. I've done quite a bit of research, but I've kind of settled down on the discs that I like, and I purchased multiples of those and just kind of stick with those. They have on the discs, there's like numbers, and they were just designed to tell people what the discs do. The first number is speed. That's the speed you need to throw the disc in order to make it do what it's supposed to do. With speed, you have putters, which are on the low end, generally 1, 2, 3. Mid-ranges, which go from 4 to 5 to 6. And then your fairway drivers, 7 to 9. And then your distance drivers, 10 to 13. I think there's even some 15, but never buy those. The second number is glide, designated how much glide the disc has. Third number is how the disc is designed to fly. If you are a right-hand backhand thrower, it's designed to go straight and then at the end fade to the left. If it has more high-speed stability, you've got to throw it fast or harder, a little bit faster, to make it go straight and turn at the end. If it is a high-speed stability turn and you throw it at a low speed, it's going to affect the disc and it's going to fade earlier than you kind of intended it to fly. The fourth number, which would be the fade, as the disc slows down, it's going to naturally fade to the left for a right-hand backhand thrower. If it is a high fade number, it's going to turn real hard at the end. Whereas if it's at a lower number, it's just going to go straight. It's not really going to fade to the left. In my opinion, with the exception of maybe speed, the very first number, don't even worry about the numbers at all. When I got into disc golf, I was really into disc golf. But when I was really interested in the numbers, I discounted what that disc could do for me. There's a stability factor to each disc, and part of what the numbers are saying is this is less stable, this is more stable, and the discs are billed to be one thing or another. The term in disc golf that is used is overstable and understable. As a beginner, and I'm looking at all these numbers and I'm looking how the disc is flying, I misunderstood that the numbers really don't matter a whole lot. Just throw the disc, and if it flies great for you, fantastic. There's enough people that play that you can go, hey, can I throw stuff in your bag? When you're first starting out, do what you can afford. When I started, I got what's the lower end plastic. It's Prime, or it's DX, or Pro D for Discraft. I hit so many trees so often that I just destroyed the discs. As a beginner, I would probably lean toward one of the premium plastics simply because they're more durable. Don't go crazy and don't just like blow a lot of money on all these nice fancy discs. So if you're starting out and you really want to just get 2 discs, just get you a putter and get you a mid-range in the nicer plastics, and you can use those just fine. If I were to recommend someone get 3 discs, we would say a putter, a mid-range, and a fairway driver. If we remember back to the numbers, we want nothing more than a speed 9. I would even say for the beginners, I would stay in mid-ranges. I wouldn't even go to drivers. Drivers tend to be thinner, and they'll go further if you throw them right. If you don't throw them right, they get squirrely, and you may end up getting more frustrated than really enjoying yourself. A putter tends to be thicker. It's also got a blunt nose, so it's not going to go as fast as a driver, which tend to be thinner. You can almost kind of picture it like a dinner plate. The edges are sharper, and a mid-range is a good blend between the two. So it's not quite as thick as a putter, and not quite as blunt of an edge, but it's not as sharp of an edge as a driver. In ball golf, the putter is pretty much only used on the green, whereas many putters in disc golf are used for an approach disc. You don't need the disc to go as far as you can throw it. You throw it to the basket, and a putter will give you more control because it's not going to fly as fast and it's not going to fly as far. So a driver you don't need on shorter holes. You would only need them on longer holes. Mid-range is the happy in between. You can just power down the mid-range just a little bit to just get it there, or you can throw it a little bit harder to get a little bit further. It's just how the hole is designed for you to throw, which disc fits that throw. Putters come all the way on the spectrum. They go from super soft, where you can roll it up like a taco, to hard, which if you're in cold weather and you hit a tree, they could break. Some people prefer a really hard putter because it is the exact same every single time it's in their hand. So there's no variance. Whereas when you're holding a super soft, it can even be bending when you're holding it to throw it. But on the other end of that, if a hard disc lands on its end and you're on a hill, it'll roll all the way down the hill because it's not going to fall over, so to speak. I personally use a blend. There's a soft and then there's the hard, and right in the middle there's that blend. It's got a firmness, but it's also a little bit of tackiness that I prefer. One, don't worry about the numbers. If you're going to look at any number, look at the speed, but only so you don't go above a 9. I recommend even just staying mid-ranges. Don't even worry about drivers, and learn how to throw lower speed discs. Will give you a lot more control and confidence to move up to those higher speed discs and have more success at them later. Second recommendation for beginners is spending money on discs is fine. Don't go overboard. That new shiny disc is not going to make your game improve overnight. Throwing the same starter pack for a month, getting used to those discs and getting your form down will save you a lot of money in the end. And third thing would be have fun. This is not meant to be a frustrating sport. If you go and you're just mad at yourself the entire time you play, it's not fun anymore. Consistency is a lot more satisfying and a lot more fun than the occasional fantastic shot.